Hey budget girls and guys, I know this video is very long awaited considering it's almost the middle of December and this is my November budget wrap up, and there are several reasons for that I could give you, including me being sick, it having holidays, me being tired, a lot of work, and all of those are true. But the main reason is I was pouting like a child. After figuring out that because I had to buy my car, I couldn't meet my 10K 2015 challenge this year. I wouldn't be able to pay off $10,000 worth of debt. I kind of crossed my arms, stamped my feet, and was like, well, there's no point in reconciling my budget if I'm not going to make my goal. Mwah. And I knew this was stupid, and I knew this wasn't realistic or healthy, but at the same time I was just like, what's the point, right? Now, I didn't go crazy in my spending over the past month or so. I followed my budget. I just didn't write everything down, which is where a lot of you get into trouble, and I get in trouble doing that too. Fortunately, because I was pouting, because I was so busy, I didn't really spend a lot of money, so I didn't bust anything. I didn't go over. At the same time, when I sat down to reconcile my budgets, I had to do 3, and it took me like 4 hours. Whereas if I had just done it the right way, it would have taken me, I would have just to do the whole month basically at the end, because I had been putting things in as I went, it would have taken me 20 minutes. So yeah. And it also was a detriment because I didn't make my November extra budget payment until last night, because I didn't know how much I could give because I wasn't reconciling my budget. So yeah, I was bad. I was pouting. I'm back on track though, because, and I don't know how I failed to realize this, when I made my November extra payment, I hit below $20,000 in debt. And I should have known that would have happened, because I've been kind of skirting in like the 20,500 range for a while now. I should have known, and I think I did know, that my next like big debt payment would put me below 20,000. But because I was sulking like a child, or Rory when I wouldn't let her eat my hairbrush, I just wasn't paying attention. So yeah, I owe less than $20,000 now. I can't tell you how big of a relief that is to be able to type in 19,678. That 2 is gone forever. I'm really excited about that. So, this is going to be a big old video because the last one you saw was my October roundup, and I didn't basically give you the full report, the 10K 2015 report, because I knew I was going to be buying a car. I didn't know if I was going to be able to put anything extra to debt. I just kind of told you the basics of, yeah, I paid all my bills, and I'm probably going to have to cash out all of my savings to do this. And I did. I had $2,000 in my car savings account and $1,000 in my emergency fund. I paid every cent of that for my new car. So that meant that debt payoff was put aside for a second until I refunded my emergency fund. So let me start with the end of October. Okay. All right. So in October, I paid the $213.85, which is the automatic minimum payment that's deducted. And earlier in the month, before I knew that I was going to be out of car, I paid $500 that I made on eBay from the previous month of No Spend September, and I sold a bunch of stuff on eBay, and I got the money for that in October, because they take forever to get you your money for some reason. So I had paid $713.85 that month, and I made $277.71 from YouTube. I once again did not have to pay health insurance because I'm in that 3-month waiting period, so that's $250, and I didn't have to have anyone mow my lawn, so that was $60. And then I got $31 in presents from you guys in the mail, and I record all of that, and all of that goes straight to my budget. So I had $904.71 that if I had not used my emergency fund, all of that would have gone to debt. But because I used my emergency fund, that $904.71 went to refund my emergency fund, leaving me with like $96. Yeah, $96 left to fund it in November. So I didn't get to pay anything else onto debt that month, but I did get to refund the majority of my emergency fund. So yay for that. That left, all right, the $713.85 I paid, $667 of that went to principal. The rest went to interest, making my balance at the end of October $20,667. That's how much debt I had. And that made $8,922 that I'd paid so far this year. And of that, $7,667 went to the principal. All the rest of that went to interest. So that's where I was at the end of October. Let's move on to November. All right, in November, everything went pretty much normal. I still did not have to pay health insurance, so that's $250 that went to thing. Health insurance did start this month in December, so that's $250 a month. That will start going to that, which is huge for one person, don't you think? That's nuts. All right. My water bill was $1.22 over. My gas bill was normal. I didn't have to pay for lawn care, again, because it's winter and my grass isn't growing. And I went $1.50 over in my groceries, but that's okay. I think we can give me that, right? All right. I had $2.50 left in my restaurant budget. I went over by $8 in my personal budget. My thing says I got a, oh, no, actually I didn't because I returned that to Old Navy, so I was good. But that was a plus in December because I returned that this month. All right, $52 for electrical. And Rory paid her whole money. And I didn't put anything in my sinking funds last month. I half didn't get around to it, half, So I just skipped those. Okay, moving on down. $500 budgeted, I paid that. I made $285.56 on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. I had the $250 insurance, $60 alone, and I had to subtract $100. Technically, it was $96, but I just put $100 into my emergency fund, so I had to subtract that out. So that was a total of $1,065.41 I had available to go to debt. I only put $965.41 to debt because of the $100 for the emergency fund, but that means that I refunded my e-fund in basically 1.5 months. So woohoo for that, and I've got that happy little emergency fund there. It's a little scary because I don't have the big bad fund. Again, I've just got the $1,000 starter emergency fund, and I don't have the second one, and that makes me afraid. Because what if something happens that's more than $1,000? So that's going to have to be something I think and meditate on if I want to stop the snowball slightly and make a bigger e-fund. It has been extremely useful in the past, like when I had to move and had to buy a new car. So I don't know. Tell me your thoughts on that. I would really like to know. Okay. And once again, because I'm a single person, I don't have a lot of family. It's all up to me. So maybe for like a married couple, $1,000 would be enough because they're not likely to lose both their jobs at the same time, or there's extra income there. For me, it's just me. It's just me. I don't really have anything to fall back on. So if I have an emergency for more than $1,000, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably have to take out debt, and that would suck. So, all right, end of the month report, $965.41 to debt. which made my total $19,672.97 is my current debt total. And that made what I've paid this year $9,887. That's how much money I've put towards debt this year. Unfortunately, the principal has only gone down $8,640 because of that blasted interest. So, if you're keeping track, which would be very impressive because, you know, math, I am $1,359 away from my 10K 2015 goal. Unfortunately, that's still probably not going to happen. As you can see, that $1,000, if I hadn't had to use my emergency fund and then refund it, I'd only be $350 away from paying off $10,000 this year. But, you know, it's not. Life happens, and you have to adjust when life happens, and it it does absolutely nothing to sit and pout about it like I did for a month, but I'm a big whiny baby. So the other goal, I remember at the beginning of the year I kind of said I either want to pay off $10,000 or I want to pay $10,000 to my debt, kind of giving myself a little bit of an out. Now I am only $112 away from paying $10,000 to my debt this year, which isn't anything to scoff at. I'll make that. I'm just not gonna be able to put $1,359 more by the end of this month, which is in like 15 days. So 18 days. So that's okay. I'm going to re-up the challenge next year. It'll be okay. But I got below $20,000. That's good. That's nothing to scoff at. I'm very excited about having less than $20,000 worth of debt. It's happening. It's happening faster too. I've noticed that the amount I pay in interest is starting to go down. Before I was paying $200 a month in interest, and now I'm paying less than $100 a month in interest. So that's good. I guess just because the whole overall balance has gone down, there's less to accrue interest on. I also checked my my Great Lakes, which is who I have the student loan through, the thing, and they said they're a little thing pops up and it's like, are you aware that you're paid ahead through January 2018? And I was like, yes, I know that, and I still want to pay it. There's no way I'm going to have these loans still in 2018. No. I'm playing with a hairband. I don't know why. So yeah, despite everything, I'm doing okay. And I think this is proof that the plan works, because even though I have had half a dozen things hit me this year, I've needed new tires, I've needed dental work, I've got a new car, I've moved halfway across the country, because I'm planning my life and planning the money that I make and making sure that I don't live above my means, I'm still winning. So, winning. Tell me how you won with money in November. Oh, I will give you a little bit of a December preview because it's almost halfway through December, so this can kind of be my December monthly or midpoint roundup too. Electrical is, my bill was $67.44. It's $15 over what I budgeted. That's okay, I guess. My water was $5.60 under. It was only $34.40. My gas was $5 under too. I'm still trying to figure out what I need to budget for these. And it seems like it's just like, especially with like gas and water and electricity. And I don't know why, because everywhere else I've lived, it's been very like nominal changes. You know, I'm in the winter, obviously I'm paying more for gas. In the summer, obviously I'm paying more for electricity, but it's not like 61 month, 30 the next, which is what it's doing now. So I don't know. I don't feel like I'm using different amounts of everything each month, but maybe it'll equalize out in a minute. I'm gonna, in January, when I redo my budget, I'm gonna try to bump these a little bit so I'm not going over. Maybe try to just figure out the 4 months that I've been here, taking all those, adding them together, dividing them by 4, and then budgeting that. I'm not sure. It's interesting. Does anyone else have that problem with the house? It's weird to me. So, all right. I am not not paying for lawn this month, so I'll have that money. And I haven't gotten anything in other than, I haven't gotten a paycheck yet this month because it's not the 15th yet. So, but I do pay, like the last paycheck of the month pays for the beginning bills of the next month. So some of you guys have been asking me that, are you kind of like ahead? Do you keep a buffer in your budget? And I kind of do. I've got it to where my second paycheck, because I get paid twice a month, my second paycheck of the month pays for all of the bills at the beginning of the month, which is really obvious. You have to do that because your bills are due at the beginning of the month, not on the 15th when you get them. So I don't know if that actually meant anything or not. So I do have a little bit of a buffer. I'll go into that in another video more. Alright, so I haven't paid this month, but I've paid all of my bills that are due on groceries right now. I have spent $109.88, so I've got $95 left, and I plan on spending some of my personal money to, because my family's coming, so I'll need to kind of go very light on the groceries this week and next week so I can feed them when they come for Christmas. So I'll show you guys how I'm doing that. It's just basically be cheap. And I'm also, I have spent a lot of my restaurant money this month because coming back from Thanksgiving I didn't get to grocery shop, and so for like the beginning of that week I did kind of bad. I've already spent $31.93, so I had like $7 left in restaurant money for the month, but that's okay as long as I meal plan. And I spent $20 from my personal money. I got some really pretty pottery at the local community college was having like a pottery sale to support their program, and I got some really pretty pieces like this tray was only $4. And so I got like 5 pieces for $22, and a couple of them I'm going to use as Christmas presents. I got my friend Liz a really nice piece from there, and that didn't come out of my personal budget. That came out of her Christmas budget. So yeah, this one was me. I bought myself some pretty things. I love ceramics. I do. I really enjoyed doing ceramics in college, and maybe I'll do that again here. They have like lifelong learning classes. It just depends on how much they are. So if they're not too expensive, maybe I'll take one soon. All right, so December's going pretty well. I'm not really worried about the rest of the month. I'm just going to kind of coast on this I owe less than $20,000 in debt thing for a little while and try not to be bummed that I'm not going to meet my 10K challenge. So tell me how you guys did in November or how you're doing in December, if you're changing your budget at all because family's coming or you're going somewhere for the holidays. It's good to see you guys, and thank you for being patient about this video. I was being a whiny baby. So, all right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.